the healer has to be careful so that he does not interfere in such a way that by removing one problem, another problem is being created. Because somehow karmically anyhow something has to happen. But we also have to understand that not all karma has to be something which we have to go through. Karma is divided in 3 categories, and this is often compared to arrows. Some of the arrows of karma, they are already flying. Some of the arrows of karma, they are there, but they have not been shot. They are still in the quiver, And some of the arrows of karma have been thought about, but they have not been made. So you have the wood, you have the feathers, you have the glue, you have the point maybe, but no arrow yet. So only the last ones, the ones who have been shot, they cannot be stopped. Something has to happen. And that is actually where astrology is used in tantric healing to find out what is the karmic situation. This is not always needed. If a problem is there and we apply, let's say, some pressure on it, spiritually speaking, and it goes, then definitely this was not a main karma which anyhow had to happen. Otherwise, how could you have removed it so easily? So, but when people face a problem and I cannot seem to solve it in a normal way, then we have to study the horoscope of the person and see which planetary energies might be anyhow involved, and especially in what phase this karmic situation is. If the arrow has just been shot, something it will have to hit, but we can still point it in a different direction. There even some karma yoga may be enough. That is when then the healer will say, well, I can't help you, but if you can make a donation to some organization which takes care of the blind, then your eye problem, it can be solved. This sort of thing. If that problem is in the middle of its life, the arrow is somewhere in the middle of the flight, then it already is flying quite clearly to a certain point. It's probably already affecting that person. Let's say the liver. Then we can only soften it. To then try to remove it by maybe using a lot of force, which is also possible spiritually speaking, then okay, maybe the stomach will have it. It will move. So, but we can soften it in many different ways. We may also then prescribe some Ayurvedic medicine for the liver, which helps in purification or something. If clearly this arrow is at the end of its life, then it is okay to remove it. Because that is actually also funny, but it happens that sometimes these problems, they are staying longer than they are supposed to. So if you don't do anything as a healer, they anyhow have to go. That problem, let's say that sensitivity to headaches. Anyhow, it will go. But then by doing the healing, it will go very quickly. When not doing the healing, maybe 1 month more, 2 months more. And so within that whole process, there are also certain rituals that we can do to improve the karmic public relations of the patient. Which means that karma works through the planetary system, but that actually means that it works through certain energies that are associated with the planetary system, which itself is associated with Vishnu, needed for maintenance of the universe. They are natural forces at work, but so by, let's say, respecting them, offering them some alternatives, some gifts, we can a little bit massage the karma also. So different ways are there to deal with it karmically, but my teacher very often tells me, you cannot solve everything. Sometimes you just have to accept, as a healer, that you cannot help a person, or only a little bit, but that they have to somehow suffer this karma. And he has many more years of experience, so he's already more like accepting that. I'm having a harder time sometimes to accept that. But it's like many of the other things we have been talking about. Some things you cannot force it, or if you force it anyhow, some other problem will come out of it.